Guys, you're live. This is the collaboration that's been maybe a month in the works. Welcome, Jeff the Ghetto Slay, Jason Harris, and your World Series 2025 winner, Steve King. Guys, how does it feel that this is like the
Team.
first time you're seeing each other since Florida?
Here we are live with a bunch of flatwood.
Flat hood. Yeah, all right. I told you, bug catchers. That's not bird catchers, bug catchers.
Bug catch. It's all good. Great group of guys here. We're going all live here. You guys used to this stuff, right?
Yeah.
No, it's all new.
No. Jeff said new. It's all good. Jeff's going to coach you along. We're going to talk about everything, I guess, right?
We got a lot of things we're going to talk about today. I feel like this is the first time, Steve, you've done some podcasts recently. You're not being interviewed by somebody who doesn't really know who you're with. I have a great relationship with Jeff and Jason Harris, so I want to unpack so many things. But the first thing, I think we need to all take a step back. Let's talk about Winter Series, not just World Series. I want to talk about Winter Series. And this year, for me at least, and what I've envisioned is that it was a lot different than the past two events. It felt like for me, when Wes and Drag Illustrated promoted this in Bradenton 23 and 24, every time they would name drop a driver coming to the World Series Pro Mod, everyone, it felt like just like the release of something. No one knew who was coming. But this year was a little bit different. And I think everyone really had an idea of what drivers were going to be in attendance. This was the first year a Winter Series was created where they took at Bradenton 3 races and merged it into this literally Winter Series. So how did that feel for you guys when Wes and Drag Illustrated announced this? What was your guys' reaction and how did you feel about there's going to be a 3-race series in Florida over the winter?
I mean, we always, all of us went down to Snowbirds initially, always. And then the World Series came up. And then I think when the first World Series came up and they were releasing these drivers that were coming, I mean, at the time, sure, I had won some Nitrous races and things like that, but I wasn't the world champion at that point in time in Pro Boost. So I was really nervous. I was like, I'm not going to get an invite because, I mean, I'm not, at that point in time, I had switched back combinations. I was starting new stuff. I mean, I had been through sponsors. So, and I was nervous. And then when I got the invite, it was, I kind of put it up to being nominated for the Oscars almost. You're really nervous. You want to go down there and then you don't.
As long
really
as Will Smith's not there.
My name out your mouth. So you get this invite and you're put on this stage, and we went down there with a brand new combination. We had only ran it briefly, and we had a car rewired for the first one, and then the rest is kind of history after that. But I don't know how you boys felt, but this race has got a special. Because it's not a normal race. You like I told the guys when they were interviewing me down there, it's a chess match. You don't know when you're going to run. You don't know what time you're going to run. You don't know because it literally, if you're in the first group, you go right away. If you're in the bottom half, it's an hour after they call the first couple of pro mods.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Before you get to run. So I mean,
you go from a hot track to a cold track real quick.
Or vice versa. I mean, I think in eliminations, when the chip draw came about, I got better draws being early because the first 4 cars, because I think in the daylight, if you're the first 10 cars, you're good. But then it went to shit really quick. So,
yeah.
Well, let's recap the first Winter Series race. That was Snowbirds. So, Jeff, talk a little bit about that. Your car's been so consistent. I've been with you the past X amount of PDRA race, and I've seen such improvement every race leading up to World Finals. So how did you feel going into this Winter Series race? Was it 100% confirmed? There's non-negotiable, I'm going? Talk a little bit about that with your team.
Yeah, we weren't 100%. I mean, we were 100% wanted to go. Whether we were going to get invited or not, I don't know. But after winning the second chance race at Chicago Style Shootout last year, I was in the winner circle, and I told Wes Buck, I said, I bet I won't be the last guy you invite next year. And he said, probably not. because I was the last guy I'm pretty sure he invited last year. So, yeah, no, going into that race, once we got the invite, I mean, it was pretty amazing. And thanks for Wes Buck and all that stuff that he does and his team and all that. It's amazing that the crowd that he can pull in there and the media following that he's got. It's insane that the people he's pulling in and the show that they put on. It's great. The music, the live music they got going up there. I mean, I can hear, sometimes I'll go up and do a burnout and I'll hear a Van Halen song. And I'm like, one of my favorite songs, I'm like, that pumps me up. And then he gets in the window and, pumps his fist and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, he truly does hype you up. I mean, there's some guys on the line that don't really enjoy the music all the time, but they got to listen to it all day long. We don't. We get to hear it when we come up, and it feels like you're coming into a boxing match. Your hype song. You're coming in there, and it would be great if you let us pick our own music. That'd be great. That'd be amazing.
I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, the hype going up to that. It's the team, the crew, and that's all we talk about. Until we go to that race, and then just to make it is amazing. And the guys that there's no ducks. I mean, all of us have said it a million times. There's no ducks. Anyone can get you. If you can qualify for that thing, just qualifying is amazing.
Point proven.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Some days it's your day, buddy. Some days it's your day.
You're right.
Right. I mean,
if you look at the past winners, I mean, Spencer came from way outside.
Yeah.
He was last qualifier. Derek, I don't know where he qualified, but I mean, he had a pretty consistent car and he had some luck rounds. And Steve put it together when you had to put it together. He's put up a string of 6 runs together when it counted. Yeah, I mean, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. I think
can be the best driver, have the best parts. It only takes that $2 part to break.
It doesn't always matter. You just got to go A to B for number one. But
yeah,
absolutely.
You got to get there.
At the end of the day, show for us, it's a race to win, but at the end of the day, it's a show.
It is though. It feels like he said. It feels like boxing. It feels like monster trucks or WWE.
Yeah.
You're going in there, and you're right. You're sitting there, and you hear this music playing, and at first I was like, man, this shit's aggravating the hell out of me. And then then after a while, I had to use it because it wasn't going anywhere. He wasn't going to turn it off.
No, I'm glad. Turn it up loud.
I like it. I like that portion of it. And, some people don't, but I think it brings more of a show aspect for the spectators as well. Just that's what they're there for. I mean, yeah, they want to see the racing, but I mean, do they want to sit there for 14 hours watching racing, or they want to be entertained all day as well?
Yeah. It's about entertaining because they're not coming back if they're not entertained.
What do you guys think about the chip draw? I have mixed emotions about it sometimes.
It's the same. I mean, you're going to qualify number 1 or 2, so you're pissed about the chip draw.
No, I'm not. I'm not pissed about it because I'm a terrible chip drawer. I'm going to draw the worst of the worst of the worst.
The only person that should hate it is Mark Mickey because he's always number 1.
Yep, exactly. So that's part of the Winter Series, and I don't have a problem with the chip draw. I think that brings part of the deal to the Winter Series. Whether you qualify 1 or 32, if you're number 1, you might pull number 2 out the bag. You don't know.
Right.
Round.
We did it at Big Dog for years, but we did it at the back of staging. So you didn't know who you had until you were about to go up. And that really added.
Well, I like that. I
mean, the problem with that is, there's so many guys, it would be impossible to do it. But if you got to go up there, let's just say you got to go up there with your guns blazing. You can't go up there with just a lazy tune-up.
Yeah.
Right.
You can only make so many changes.
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters who's in the other lane because they're going to put with that quality of cars, they're going to put everything they got to it. That track can hold for whatever lane they think they're going to be in. I don't know, even at the back of the staging lanes, maybe they make a couple small changes possibly.
I don't know. I like that idea. Not down to the very minute. I mean, because you guys probably do it just as much as I do it. You want to, whoever you draw, you're going to start looking what this guy's, what he's done all weekend, what he's done, what's his reaction times, what he's done. If you don't know that shit till you go up there, you have zero game plan. You just better go out there and run your best run you can.
I like that. I mean, let's call 10 cars up there, and then these 10 cars got to draw each other. We'll do it in groups. That'd be kind of cool. But
Either way, I'm down with all of it. Let's just race.
Yeah.
Does it really matter who's over? I mean, yeah, we get psyched up who's over there.
No,
But
I mean,
you're gonna
anybody can win.
you're going to try to lay down the absolute best run that session
For
will
sure.
allow the time. That's when you're at this stage of the game, whether it's John or Brandon, they're gonna go up there and look at the racetrack, and they're gonna come back and say, "Hey, I think we can." And they're gonna either turn the screw up or turn it down. One of the two. They're not.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. And I think that's the whole series. The whole deal with the winter series. I think it's either every run has to be killer. Every run, even in testing. I mean, you can really back it down in testing.
You got to put it all together.
I have a question for you guys. What would have meant more? Were you guys chasing an individual race win, event win, or were you guys really trying to contend to be that points champion of this winter series? If you could have your pick, either win one Snowbirds, World Series, U.S. Street Nationals, or get what Ken Quartuccio won for the first time ever, which one would have been your choice?
I'd rather take that check.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, point series is good, but it's only a 3-race series. So really, it's hard for somebody. Well, if a guy wins a race and he does pretty good at the second one, I mean, he's just about got to be stupid at the last one not to win the championship. I mean, Ken did good because he did good at all the races, but I mean, it's harder in a 3-race series to have a point series. I mean, what I'd like to see him do is, the first race is single points, second race is double points, third race is triple points. Then you'll see it really count, because a guy could come from way outside on the last race and do banger and I mean, like used to. I mean,
same thing. We didn't run. I mean, we ran well, just didn't have any luck, and then we ran the World Series and ended up second. I don't know how that happened, but it happens,
And Ken damn near had locked up after the second race anyhow. So if it was triple points, then it would have made a difference.
I mean, obviously the whole winter series, Ken's car was not probably the most consistent car on the grounds, and probably one of the best drivers on the property. So you got to give it to him. He's got the hottest car right now, period.
So I don't know if everyone is aware, but you didn't make that second race. So when you didn't go, and if you want to talk a little bit about some of the obstacles you faced that you ultimately didn't get there, how did you feel about chasing points after that, knowing now you're one behind out of 3? Were you upset by that? Felt like you were losing some data for the World Series?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was bad timing. I got really sick the night we were supposed to leave. I lost 9 pounds in 24 hours. And then my dad took off with the motorhome and got to about Augusta, and I called him and told him to just turn around, because I just didn't think which ended up being okay, because my daughter came home, gave me the flu for the latter part. It took me about a week and a half to get over it, but the weather was bad. We got snow. The whole thing, it was just a sign from God to tell me that you need to sit back and relax, because
you missed the going right into qualifying right off the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, and I like that. I like that kind of racing, but
cool.
It just wasn't meant to be. And so it wasn't meant to be. And I really didn't worry about the points. I mean, sure, I want to win the point championship, but I think I knew Ken had gotten the win at the first one, and he was going to be a solid contender. So I'd kind of counted it out anyway. But, I think all 3 of us want to race all the time, but sometimes life just gets in the way, and there's just no way around.
Yeah. Can't help that.
Yeah, and the points, I mean, I don't know if any of us really go down there trying to win the points, number one. I think you go to the first race, and then there's no off season, so we're all down there for this winter series now.
Yeah.
Right? So there's no time off. We got to work. We go there, and it's a tough gig. A lot of people don't see behind the scenes. But then you get sick. I mean, I think when we all came home, I think my whole clan got sick as well. We was down too. I think Bob dropped it off in Augusta, and then we picked it up on the way through or something.
We got to think about Rudolf. Rudolf has to drive 20-some hours, I mean, it's a long ways for us. It's 13 hours for us, but I mean,
long way.
Yeah, it's one of those deals. I mean,
well, we all know this deal is turning as far as the quality and what's got to be put into it, even to run the winter series or PDRA. It doesn't matter. It's a lot. It's a lot. it ain't just working on the car at night or whatever, and then going. You still got the motor home you got to fix. You got the trailer you got to fix.
And it just keeps getting more competitive and more competitive. But just think about 2 years ago. It wasn't this competitive 2 years ago.
No.
It's insane how tight these guys are.
I've got a poster on my wall in my office. I look at it every day. It's huge. And I was number one qualifier in 2014 or 15, 383 at Snowbirds.
2 years ago?
No, 2015.
Oh, 2015.
2015,
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah. In the Winter Series, just not only does PDRA got competitive, then the Winter Series, now everyone across the whole country wants to come.
Oh, yeah.
So then whether they pick up the pace or we pick up the pace, whatever. So it's just gotten so much more competitive going down there with what Wes and them done. I mean, most of the time, a lot of guys went there and tested anyway. So the Winter Series was actually probably a very, very good idea to pull that off.
Yeah,
you don't need to test. You don't need to test, Steve. You're good.
Oh,
you're right.
Hey, I qualified 30s. We need to test.
That Florida weather doesn't change.
Yeah, he's okay. They're over there talking about how me and you just changed spark plugs and he's changing pistons and things like that. I don't want to hear that shit.
We're leaning on. Hey, you guys, y'all
go
got
over to Nitrous guy pit and see what they're doing.
Yeah, believe me, been there, done that many times.
We done stuck some pistons in or a motor, and we go by Jason's camp, or you guys flat hoods. I don't know if y'all carry an extra set of plugs or what you guys do. I just a gallon of sweet tea and whatever, some blankets to take a nap over in the corner. I don't know
me and Jeff pit next to each other. I mean, we just look through the tongue of the trailer and and say hi.
Why we bring crew anymore?
I
know.
It's all you need to find better crew. That Chad Wright fellow on your crew is bringing you down. I
don't know, man. He might, maybe he was the culprit. Maybe he caused all that. I'm not sure. Nah, he's a good dude, man. He's good.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think him and your dad's got something that they
got a love affair going on.
That's what I'm thinking. They got some serious love action going on. There's no doubt about that.
Jeff, you have to drive through snow to get to Florida a lot of times in the Winter Series, right?
Yeah. No, that's usually a gamble. We got to figure out when we got to leave because we don't want our shit freezing up. And we're usually trying to fill the water before we leave.
Yeah.
So I have to stop, but yeah, we may have to leave a day earlier or something like that, or 2 days earlier when the weather's decent and watch the weather all the way down to where we're going to stop.
For sure. But once you get there, it's just the gauntlet to run through that whole field, and you do it. I mean, the race in December was usually pretty big, and then the U.S. Street Nationals at the time was really big. And then when Wes did the World Series and then turned that whole deal into the Winter Series, I think that's what brought the guys from California, brought the guys from the Midwest, NMCA. That's what brought them all down there. Yeah. And really go from 20 or 30 car field to 80 cars down there. I think that's what did it.
Everybody wanted to be in that race. Everybody.
Yeah. I can remember going down there for Snowbirds, and the locals would get mad because that was the Georgia, Florida crowd that came down there. And the guy with the orange 63 vet, I can't think of his name, but they would just get so mad when we come down because we went down there to test. That's basically what we went down because you couldn't get weather that were good. And and it's turned into amazing. I mean, it's turned into its own series, like you say. You got the Winter Series.
Yeah.
Cuts into a little off time, but
there is no off time now. We all know that.
The money's good. That's the deal. Because I mean, you winning that race that Steve went, I could race 2 years on that just about. So
well, I mean, one set of spark plugs don't cost that much.
Exactly. Have you ever broke a blower belt, Steve?
2.
Guess what? I know the feeling. I know the feeling now.
I know you do. You broke the
whole. Don needs to step it up, man. If you only broke 2 belts.
I really want to go out here and take a picture of this whole skid of spark plugs I got out here in my shop. Send to you because they'd last you about 100 years.
Don't be. Tell him, Jeff. Don't be jealous.
Yeah. But the great thing about Wes and the money that he's put up there and raised for all the sponsors and all that, I think it's actually, I'm pretty sure it showed that Midwest Pro Mods or Midwest Drag Racing Series now up their purses to $20,000 to win. PDRA is trying to do the same thing for individual races, stuff like that. I truly think that everyone else is finding more sponsorship too, and then really beating the doors down, or maybe the sponsors finding them. I don't know, but Wes has raised the bar, in my opinion, on payouts, which is pretty impressive, and it looks like it's rubbing off on the other series.
For sure.
I wish you would pay back a little bit so that the drivers didn't have to make the decisions down, to 4 cars, because a guy makes this show, he deserves a little something. And if he makes it through 2 or 3 rounds,
right,
he deserves a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it costs. I race about as cheap as you can race.
Yeah.
And it's still, that's a $10,000 race right there. Easy.
For sure. Yeah, without breaking anything.
Yeah.
And it's turning. I mean, I personally think Pro Modifieds is almost to the point it's a professional category as far as pro stock, where those guys do it for a living, and I think Pro Mod is on that verge of that becoming what's going to have to be.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see a lot of change in this coming up year as far as programs and who's doing what. I mean, Steve's program's running really good, but you've ran good before. You just kind of got off track a little bit. Jeff's got some new stuff coming. His car's really dialed in now. I'm really bad about being complacent and like, my car's good, my motor's good, and then it catches up to you. And I think you can see it if you look back in the history of drag racing. Halsley's been dominant, but now people are starting to creep back up on him. And if you just get complacent in it, that's what kind of happens. And the Winter Series helps us gain data. So, we used to, everybody went overseas, Alanabi, and did all that. And that's where a lot of the speed came from. Now the Winter Series allows us to do a lot of testing and things we wouldn't normally do on a day-to-day basis.
Yep. That's a fact. It is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of time down there to test a lot of stuff, but I mean, John and our guys, they're always trying new stuff, always.
Were you nervous, Steve, in the finals?
Me, I had a few hairs standing up on the back of my neck. I'm not going to lie.
That race, I have been in some major finals before, and that race right there, first round, literally feels like you're going for every bit of anything you've ever worked for in drag racing. And I don't know why it is. It's just a round. It's, but the first time from the first round of the very first one, I literally my carotid artery was just boom, boom, boom through my hands.
Yeah.
And I told my dad, I said, I've never been that nervous in a car in my life.
I told Jess that. I don't know if you remember that, Jess, but I had a heart monitor on during that race because I wanted to see what my heart rate was. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this thing's about ready to pop out of my chest. I'm gonna put a heart rate monitor on. It was up to my Garmin watch, and it was like 130 beats per minute just sitting in the staging lanes.
Yeah.
Why is it though? I mean, I think it's because we've worked. That's like the culmination of. I mean, there's the Big Go. Everybody wants to win the Big Go. The U.S. Nationals.
Yeah.
It used to be Norwalk back when I was first getting into it. In the IHRA, Norwalk was a big deal to win. And then there's championships, and then there's this race. This has become Pro Mod's Big Go. Yep. And it's gave a chance for Steve King, Jeff Rudolf, me to become the Don Garletts, the Kenny Bernsteins of our sport, because this is like the top tier of what it is. And I mean, to get some, and I've been in a lot of races and I've been in a lot of finals. I've been down to championship wires and things like that. And that race gets me more pumped up than any race we do. And
yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So, and you pulled Jay Cox 2 times in a row. How'd you do that?
Jesus Christ. I told you I'm the worst chip draw. What you need to do is just give me the top 5 qualifiers and let me just go right down the line, because I made it easy for the rest of you guys.
We appreciate it. Believe me.
Yeah.
Jason, I'll be honest with you. I was nervous as hell when we pulled your name. And I said to Steve, we get on that golf cart and I go, I will bet you any amount of money you're going to pull Harris right now. And he's like, well, they're all badasses. It's going to be who it's going to be. And I'm like, yes, but you don't understand. Jason is our kryptonite. Like, it was a chance against Stevie or Mike Pullman. Like, if we pull Jason Harris, I'm like, all my hope is just going to go in the gutter. And
I know. I told my wife, we were talking about me being a bad chip draw. She goes, baby, they don't want to draw you. That's not what you don't want to draw them. They don't want to draw you. And I was like, I get that. But I mean, nobody is safe when you're going to
yeah.
You see the look on Ken's face when me and him had to run. He knew, he told me beforehand. He's like, "There's two people I don't want to run,
right.
Nikki." And I was like, well,
yeah.
And I agree. And I'm just trying to fucking get a hold of it and hope it goes down through there. And I know we got a good car and can run up front. Just a matter of what John gives us as far as during the daytime. We was good. I really did not want I did not want that sun to go down for anything. I'm like, please stay. I wanted to be 100 degrees out, but both chip draws when I drew Jeff and you, both times when I retch in, my hands were oily because I was working on the car. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, sweat. He was just worried about it.
Yep, I was.
And if you look back at the chip draw, so Jeff drew early second round. Well, the second round was the worst round for everybody. I mean, really, because the track just went to crap. And that's the one I had Melanie. And so I know how John is. I mean, I've raced Melanie and John, these guys, long enough. I know they're going to go, as fast as they can go, no matter whether the track conditions can hold it or not. And if she lays a pass down, it's going to be good. And when Jeff shook and you won, we backed mine down a little bit. And it almost cost me. If she had been a little better on the tree, I think it would have.
Yeah, and I watched Mickey right in front of me do the same thing, shook. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Not going to be good.
And who's the pilot guy? Who is that?
That's my brother-in-law.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he really a Navy guy? Or
no.
Just watched Top Gun too many times?
Like every day, I think. Every day. He's obsessed with it. And I told him when we were going to do this, we started it about a year or two ago. And I'm like, listen, man, you do this. We got to be dead on the money. You got to play the part. You got to look the part. We went on eBay, bought a real freaking helmet and goggles, all that stuff from a Navy ship. I'm like, these guys on the internet will kill you if you do something wrong. Every move has to be to the nuts, and he's got it down. And he never breaks character, what I love about him. He will never crack a smile.
Some good lights there, boys. Good lights.
Yeah, he's the silliest guy ever. And I'm like, but when he puts that suit on, he's on it.
I was 40. Jason tried 007 there. It's what he does, but it is what it is. We went out there and did our thing.
Look, that's the lifeblood right there of the Savage camp. He was just walking away. Jeff.
If you all shake, I'm gonna walk away. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm talking about Jeff. Jeff's the whole heartbeat of your crew. He's always been really nice. He comes over there. He doesn't call me Flathead. He gives me a lot of shit, but it's not, he understands.
He's the nice guy of the bunch. He's the nice guy of the bunch. He tries to keep the peace across the board.
Try to.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff and Steve, I want us to kind of talk about that video that I just showed because, again, what's crazy is with the three of you is, Steve, you had both Jason Harris and Rudolf through your elimination rounds, and we just showed that video. Jeff, what happened to your car? And it was really hard for me because I'm filming the both of you this race, and I really was like, oh, I hope none of my cars get paired. And I have such a great relationship with both of you that it was so hard for me. I'm like, I would love to see them both in the finals together. Why does it have to be E2? And this is the first time we got it past E1. And, I was like, oh boy. And I was like holding my breath the entire time. And Jeff, I really thought your car was going to blow us out of the water.
We had we started off with some brand new tires at the beginning of that week and just tried to make them work. Finally took them off and put some tires on that had 40 runs on them and went down the track every single run with those things and making good runs through qualifying, all that. And then we get up there in round 2 against Steve, and the track went to shit. Mark, he was in front of me, and I just, it's one of those things that Florida's a little tricky sometimes. It's hard for us to read it. And like Steve says, he's good in the daytime. We're just the opposite. We're way better at nighttime. But
the cloud cover, it's cloudy for 30 minutes and then the sun shining. But when the sun comes out, the UV index goes up. So that makes the track temp go from 95 to 105 instantly.
Big difference.
And then screw blowers have an advantage in the heat because the weight's up and high where we've got a refrigerator sitting down real low. We're trying to lift this thing up, getting it up and getting it back. So, I mean, I know, Jeff, you run a lot of weight in the rear of your car, just like me, just to try to get the over leverage where a screw blower, I mean, you see these things going out there wheel standing. That's because they've got a high center of gravity out there. And I think in the daytime, it plays a factor. And Salemi's no dummy. He knows how to get down a racetrack.
Oh, yeah. He proved it.
Yeah. And I think having a multi-car team, just like you guys got, just like we've got, it makes a difference, and it helps with making decisions because your misfortune was fortunate for me.
Yeah. Brandon saw what the track was doing and then made the adjustments on your car. I was just the unfortunate one to get that number 2 draw or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We went up. There was a couple guys shook there in front of us. I was worried about shaking when we rolled up there as well. I mean, I had mine, that 1 second zone right in there. We all know what goes on there. And I was glad when it went through there, and John gave us a great tune up, and that's part of winning the race. I think just John gave us great tune ups to give it A to B. And did we run 57? No, but we had a very good, consistent race car. And after the first round and the sun come out, I was be honest with you, I was very happy, just because I know we have a good car with the sun out.
You got to make those runs every single time down the track in eliminations.
Yeah. So one thing also, go ahead, Jason.
I was going to say, I'm trying to forget about that race. If you don't mind, I've had to relive it like 3 times. And then I watched him on the Shake and Bake show, and he did a really good job. And Steve's, I think he was drunk because he was doing a really good job. And that's the only way you're going to get a conversation out of him is get him drunk, I think. So
I got to have a couple beers to talk with them guys, man. They do it all the time. I'm not this internet stuff. I'm very good at it.
My favorite clips is when Jess shows your bloopers. I freaking love that.
Oh, that's the best.
I love that.
That's her. She does it. I don't ever know when she's got the damn camera on. I don't ever know when the camera's on.
I always had a blooper there. Almost fell out of my chair.
Oh, Lord.
I never tell them when they're coming out either. I'll just be like, look on Facebook, and I'll collect like X amount of races where I'm like, he's messed up enough. He's probably said the word donkey 18 times. He's tripped over his words. He did this, did that. I'm like, all right, we can now consolidate it all, get a mad funny song, and just, put him on the spot.
He takes it well. Yeah,
to take it. I mean, even this stuff here, I'm not used to this stuff, podcasts and all this stuff, but the amount of people that it is unbelievable. I would have never thought it.
Well, you're good now. You're a good racer now, so now you're gonna have to get used to it. When you're a superstar, you got to get used to it. That's just the way it happens.
Every time I look at Facebook, you're on another interview. How many have you done?
That's my PDRA taking care of all that.
Jesus.
She just sends links and said, click on this at a certain time. So I just click on, and I try to have 2 or 3 beers so I can chat, because if not, I clam up. I'm really bad.
I clicked on the link. So now what? Do I wait here? Do I got to do something else? I go, Steve, I'm not in there with you. You got to figure it out.
Let's be honest. Like, on the Shake and Bake show, Steve, we all know Stevie can talk shit with anybody in the country at the time, right? We all know that. Now, I can do that in a trailer at night. I can do that. But when I'm looking here at this, I don't do very well in this setting talking that shit. It's got to be maybe a couple beers in and bench racing in the trailer. Now, I can hang with him, I think, in that aspect.
How many interviews do you think you've done since the World Series of Pro Mod win?
Quite a few. That deal's so huge, and between Wes and Jess, they keep. I mean, I guess they're promoting the whole deal, which is great. And I was fortunate enough to win the deal, so right now I'm the face of the Drag Illustrated deal. So I'm just riding that wave.
Yeah, I would have been so pissed with that champagne all over my car. I don't know. It was worth it not to win. I had to clean my car after that. That champagne would have ruined my car.
I can tell you, Jim and his wife usually takes care of a lot of stuff on the car, and he had some big wide eyes looking at all the money and the champagne on the car. So he was wiping it off, and I don't think Gene cared. He didn't care. As long as we won, he didn't give 2 shits about what happened to the paint.
The trophy or the check mean more to you?
Trophy.
The trophy did? I always like the big checks.
Oh, I like the big check. I kept that one. But the big check, trophy. I thought you meant the money side of it.
No, I know the money side. The money's, believe me, we ain't doing it for the money. The money's nice, but those checks, I can see one in the background there, that Jeff's got. I mean, they mean a lot.
They're nice. The $150,000 would have been way nicer.
I feel like I fell up short for 2 of those this year, though.
I feel Midwest, like he owes us half.
I'm gonna send you an IOU.
I got a little bit of that. I got a little bit of that one from World Series. So.
You got a little on it, didn't you?
I got a little smidget.
But it's. I don't even know. I think Gene even said this in the semis when you guys were talking about that stuff, and he said, "Is it really about the money?" I hate to say that there's 150 simoleons on the line, but
Gene's got money. That's why.
I mean, at the end of the day, is all them guys got $1 million rigs all the way down to pits?
Yeah,
are they really worried about the money? They're there. It's about and to me, it's whose chest is poking out farther today.
It's the bracket racer in me, though. We get down and I'm looking. We've been there for a week. We're down to 4 cars.
You're ready to split.
Right. I go to Bowman. I'm like, hey, I knew I was going to have trouble with Stevie. I knew Bowman wouldn't be a problem. Me and Steve are pretty good friends. I really didn't think that was going to be an issue. So I was just like, before we draw names, let's make a deal here. We got 150 grand to win here. I don't want to get down to 4 cars and feel like the guy that lost first round. Because realistically, if you lose at 4 cars, you lose first round. It's the same damn loss, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So I said, and Bowman come all the way from California. I was like, look, it's 150. Let's do 25 back to the 2 guys that lose here. And then the winners have 100 grand to split the way they want to in the finals. Yeah. And, truthfully, me and Bowman had already kind of made a deal if we made it because, he was kind of counting his eggs before they hatched, or his chickens before they hatched.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, look, we'll do whatever. And we didn't know at the time. And I knew if me and Steve got in the finals that we would have done something because we've got a good relationship. And we may not have. I don't know. Gene may have just said, run for the scooter.
Run for the scooter, baby.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, I mean, and coming away with that much money, that pays for the weekend. And I mean, that was one of the reasons, Jeff, I think we went out to Flying H was because it paid back so well.
Yeah. Paid great. Yeah. That was a great thing. Haney did there, and I hope he has another one of those too. And
Steve,
one.
Steve, did you come to Flying H?
I was there. I took. I think something happened there. A little flash out front or something, and I prefer not to talk about that situation. But hey, it is.
That's the way I feel about the World Series now. You can have the World Series.
It is. I mean, it is part of it. But and we was fortunate enough to win the deal down there, not Flying H. But
no, you should be proud of that win. That win.
Oh, we were very proud. Very proud.
That is one accomplishment that I've been very close to twice. And I
always say we're the underdog flying under the radar.
That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Don't give me that shit.
We've got a really good car, but you got to perform.
I'm the king of the lame duck. You can ask anybody to race with me. I'm the king of the lame duck. I'm burning up pistons. My car's not running good.
And I can't remember where we were at. We were going in the semi. Actually, it was when you run the championship, I believe it was.
Yeah. I was blowing shit up left and right.
And you're like, you came over my pit right before I ran you, and you're like, oh man, freaking, I burn up 4 pistons. I got one in there bad now, and you go out there and run a freaking 358 or something like that. And I get down at the end of the run. I'm like, really? Bad pistons? Come on, dude.
I'm the king of the lame duck. Oh, feel bad for me.
Yeah. But,
you're a contender, and you know you are. You just had a bad run. You had a bad run earlier in the year. Y'all were trying different combinations. That's the only way you're going to learn. And look, it all came together. You won the World Series, and now you're going to get your ass kicked when you come over to PDRA.
Here we go.
We're going to talk about all of PDRA, but I have one more thing I want us to talk about before.
Okay. The boss said talk.
Really thin.
I don't think a lot of people know this, but Jason and Steve, originally at World Series, there was going to be a few grudge matches. And behind the scenes, I'm trying to work my stuff. And I really figured having the 2 of you go for a grudge match to kind of bring back all that scooter back and forth we had earlier in the PDRA would be great. But format changed a little bit, and they decided to not go ahead with grudge matches, which again is fine. I think it helps alleviate anyone thinking anything's set up. But how did you guys feel if you were going to have a grudge match? Probably during qualifying, but how did you guys feel that, you probably were going to be a rival on Rivals Night?
Every time I run Jason's, it's a Rivals Night. Every time. I mean,
well, I knew I was due because I had beat your butt all year long. I knew the one time I needed to beat your ass was at World Series. You were going to get me because you can't beat a man but so much.
I know it. Early in the year, I got you, and then you tore my ass up the rest of the season. And I'm like,
where'd you got me in Norwalk? You got me in Norwalk.
Yep, I got you in Norwalk, and after that, you marched to the championship.
You started running that lip about that damn scooter. Some guy sends me this thing. Who's this asshole talking shit about you? I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. I could deal without,
That was the best. That scooter deal was the absolute best.
That was great.
I've ever done as far as.
Yeah. And I want us to talk about that, but I want us to focus on this match right here.
Look, how many guys do you need in the front of this thing, Steve?
Well, I think they was having a little problem. They're looking at it, making sure everything's okay.
Yeah. Chad has no idea what he's doing.
He was trying to scrape the bug off the scoop. There was a bug.
You're spraying the bug spray on the scoop.
Did you see him run back before with the bottle? I think he borrowed that from Stevie. Did you see him?
We forgot. We were so effed up. We forgot the squirt bottle to get the car started.
You don't have that retard that was standing in front of me who's falling all over the place half the time.
I have that video saved for something special.
Look, they just now walking away. I mean, what are you doing up there?
They was talking. They was talking to me, make sure everything was okay.
Let me tell you how I feel right here. Right here.
Good.
Right here, I'm feeling good.
No shit. Right here, I literally am like, I want to go run into the ass of his thing and spin him around.
I was 40 again. I'm like 40, man. 40.
I was 80 with like a 101 60 foot. I was coming after your ass. You know what? Honestly and truthfully, losing sucks. It was a broken part. Jeff knows what it feels like. Broken part. You know what it feels like. Broken part. But to lose to somebody that you respect makes it better too. So, and I do respect you. And
that's much appreciated.
Yeah, and I do respect you as a driver and as a person and your team. And this, as upset as I was, I really wasn't that upset. Now, when I got back to the trailer, I was upset.
Right. I throw things in the when no one's around.
Yeah. We all do. I think it's competition, whether it's playing cards, football, basketball, whatever. It doesn't matter.
I just felt like I was driving so good. My car was running good. I was on top of my game, and I was in a groove. And you know how it feels when you get in those grooves. You just know, And
that's usually when you win. When you're in that groove.
Yeah.
When you're locked in, you're locked in.
And I ain't saying this to I picked you to win every race down there. Every race. Because I thought you had the best car. You did. And not taking anything away from Jeff, because his car is just as good. And the last half of this season into the Winter Series, his car, I kept saying he's a win waiting to happen. He's a win waiting to happen because his car has been so consistent.
Yeah.
Every qualifying run, we're not just talking testing. We're talking, we all pay attention, and we'd be a fool to say we don't. What's going on in testing, whether it's PDRA or World Series, whatever, we pay attention what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
Just like you mentioned.
We qualified for every single one of these except for last year at the World Series Pro Mod. We were number 37, I think, or 32, 33. And I think Haney put us out. But everyone we've qualified.
I was really surprised at the guys that didn't qualify for this one. I mean, like Kenny Lane,
that's why I'm bragging
Travis
about qualifying, because it's to qualify.
You look at the bottom 30 that didn't qualify. Holy crap. I mean, there's some big names on there that didn't qualify. And there were some big names that wasn't there.
Was it Shelton and Riverbark? I don't think they made it, did they?
No, they didn't. No.
That's crazy.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have one bad run, you're behind for the whole weekend, I think.
Yeah.
And
Melanie, she barely got in. I mean,
I went 30th. We ran good in the night sessions, and we had some transmission problems. So if you don't run good in that night session, I've said it many times on the other podcasts,
yeah,
you stand a chance of not getting in if you don't run
that night session, because that's the only time you're going to move up.
Yeah, and we didn't shift. The car didn't shift, and we was on pace to run 61 or something. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. Thank goodness we squeaked in there, and we got a scooter back. We got our scooter back. I don't know what else to say.
Keep talking about the scooter. I'm gonna take a break real quick. I told you my bladder wasn't gonna hold.
Good Lord, he got a bladder of a 5-year-old.
Hey, but the scooter's a big deal, Jess. You know the scooter's a big deal.
Well, the scooter's dead. You killed the scooter.
I got that bitch back living. It's good. I think Bob killed the batteries.
Well, me and him, you see how fat I looked when I was sitting on that thing with him? It was like the worst angle ever at Bristol. Look, I said, look how fat. I'm like, I'm not that fat. That's my shirt is all bunched up.
I think you got too big a shirt or something, I think.
No, I really was. At that point in time, I had put on some weight. Don't worry. Whatever I got at U.S. Street Nationals took care of that.
You guys had a hell of a time on that scooter. You was scooting all over the place. I'm like, King, where's the scooter? I got to run back to the RV that's literally a mile away. He's like, oh, Bob and Jason are riding around somewhere. I don't know. See if you can find them. I was like, oh my God.
That thing does ride good. And my dad needs it because in his, advancing age, 2 wheels is a struggle because his 2 feet seem to be a struggle lately.
I've never seen, I've looked at, even when Stevie and those guys talk and get the stuff going on, you take Justin Swanstrom, all them guys get all the grudge stuff going on. But that scooter deal really did blow the internet up for a bit. That really did.
It was the videos, because yours was funny because like you backed up and it was just like it came out of nowhere. And then I was like, Jesus, I got to do something here to this guy. I don't know what it is. I said, you know what? I'm just going to do what I did to Haney years ago. I did one with Haney where I was cleaning off all my trophies. And,
right.
I said, here we go.
And that worked good. It was beautiful. It was funny as shit. I was worried. I told her, she's the one that wanted to do the other videos and stuff. And I said, you know what would be really cool? I said, I got this handicap scooter out here and I said, I'll back up and I'll say something. She said, what? And I put that bitch in reverse, that backup alarm come on.
Well, that was your idea. Let's be honest now. I think.
Whoa.
Well,
how many times did you have to do it? That's the question.
Well, it was a lot. Like
well,
it was a whole
volume 4 will explain how many times he had to practice.
We started in the daylight and finished in the dark. What's that tell you? So,
but listen, I think we could all agree the power of social media and promotion in general. What had that really brought such notoriety to the sport. It helps highlight you drivers and your personalities. And what Drag Illustrated does to obviously do all of this promotion and all the planning that's involved. I don't even know how far out they go and plan the following year races. And
I think they start right after, from what I hear.
Probably.
Yeah.
But the concept of even the winter series, I don't even know how long and kind of who thought of that. It was probably collectively a group. And again, Steve, you said it was the perfect storm. And I would love to hear from the person, honestly, who really concepted all of this. So without further ado, I'm going to bring to the stage the one, the only Wes Buck.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Wes?
What's going on? You got me the after hours, Wes. So I got my hat on. I'm looking a little rough, a little worse for wear, but no, thank you for having me, man. And all of you guys, I know it sounds cheesy and cliche, but I'm so proud of you all. And I think this is what you guys deserve. And I've been watching for like an hour, and like Jason, hearing you say that this is the big go of Pro Mod, and hearing anyone say that, let alone someone that's a multi-time world champion and someone who's a dear friend of mine and I've known forever and have a lot of admiration for, like, it means everything to me. I'm trying not to get choked up because like that's what I want, and that's who I see when I'm looking at the screen right now. I see modern day Shirley Muldowney, Don Garlitz, Don Prudhomme. That's who I see, and I honestly truly believe pro mod is the future of our sport. And I get a lot, you know, I don't get the same loving welcome sometimes in the nitro pits like I used to, for all the mouth running I've done, but I stand behind it, man. This is what, if drag racing had a best foot to put forward, this is it. Like if you wanted to introduce someone to our sport, and this is what we lay awake at night, and the planning does start. We took about a week. My dad's been in real bad shape. So I was, you know, as soon as the race was over, I was, you know, going home to handle that stuff. But it's like, it's a nonstop thing. I lay awake at night, every night, thinking about what I'm going to do next. I was talking to some dude in China today, trying to buy some new lights, because I want to do some new production stuff and keep upping the ante as far as that's concerned. And it's like, it's a nonstop labor of love, but it's rooted in the fact that this is what y'all deserve. This is what it should be like. I mean, I want Steve, whenever you were asking Jeff, Steve, how many interviews he's done, I probably could tell you, you know, because we want to make sure that shit happens, you know, because that's part of winning our races, is that you're going to see your name in lights, and you're somebody now. If you weren't before, you are now. And if I've got to do everything, I mean, if it's the last thing I'll do, I'll make sure that you guys are known around the world. And, you know, everything you guys have said, I just appreciate it so much, man, because we can't do it without you guys. I mean, and I wouldn't want to be honest. I'm here to tell you, I've dabbled in the other types of racing or whatever. This is the best people, the best racers, the best equipment, the most prepared, badass sons of bitches on the planet. And I just feel like so lucky that we get to do this, and we get to do it together, you know, with a bunch of great guys and gals, people that are swimming the same direction. And no, thank you guys. Seriously, it means a lot to me.
For putting on the series, man. It's amazing what you've done. I don't know if you caught the beginning of it, but yeah, what you've done is completely different than what anyone's ever done. And I see it growing. There's something special about Bradenton. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but there's something.
I'm telling you, man, I'm a country music guy. I listen to a lot of stuff, but like if you're going to see David Allan Coe play, you want to see him play at Billy Bob's.
There you go.
You know what I mean? You don't want to see him play at some big, you know, super massive stadium. You want to see him in an intimate venue. And that's what Bradenton is. It's a honky tonk. And I really look for that. And I'm trying to find places where there's opportunity to do more things, because I really feel like we're just getting started. I mean, the traction that we've seen this thing, and I want to give a huge shout out, like Jess, A, you're a fucking rock star. But B, my whole team at Drag Illustrated, like, this is a tremendous amount of work for them, you know, as well. And the effort that goes into it, Nate Van Wagenen, Kayla Zadell, Craig Cook, Mike Carpenter, JT Hudson, Nancy Coppin, Caroline answering the phone in Kirksville, Missouri all day, every day, people calling about tickets and where their RV is going to be parked and this, that, and the other. My editorial team created over 500 individual pieces of content during the winter series. That's 500 stories, press releases, graphics. I mean, it is, but I mean, kind of like it or not, it's what it takes. I mean, in this super busy, loud world we're in, I mean, it takes a lot of volume to cut through, you know, because there's your phone's dinging at you every 2 seconds, an update from this and an update from that. And if we're going to cut through, it's going to take a shotgun approach. So I tell them, like, hey, whatever we said we were going to do, 10x it. If we said we were going to do 50 posts, let's do 500, see how that works. And it served me well. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I always just lean towards volume, right? Like you want quality, but I'm just going to do a bunch. So we do a bunch. And thank God for you guys, man. And all of the incredible racers we have that are involved in this deal. And I really do feel like we kind of got lightning in a bottle right now.
For sure.
Yeah. What do you spend? Let me ask you a question. I don't think the spectators really, and as racers, when they see the scaffolding, the banners, the tents, I mean, you got to think about what you put back into it. That cost a lot. I mean, that's money that you don't really have to spend. You don't have to, but you want to make it look like a grand spectacle that it really is. And that's the big screen. The big screen should be at every single drag race known to man. And it should be,
I'll have two of them next year. I'm going to have two. I was going to have two at World Series this year, but it is expensive. You know, those things, I mean, I shit you not, and I don't care because, you know, I've already started to hear the Wes is making all the money shit, right? And it's you know, and it's like, you know, that's coming. You know what I mean? Like, I got a bunch of calls this week. You should have heard what they were saying at the NHRA race, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I mean, first and foremost, and I want to give kudos to Donald Long, because Donald and I have had our moments where we haven't seen eye to eye, but I've always respected the fact that he's not been bashful about trying to run a successful business and make some money. And I think that's one of the things that has hurt our sport and held it back. This isn't a church. You know what I mean? Like it can't be. Like the thing, we've got to make money, because if we got rained out, this old boy right here would have been selling his house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd have been in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, those things, we've got to make some money. We've got to have some ability financially to continue on and sustain over the course of time, no matter what happens. Because I knew we were due for weather. Like, I just knew we'd had Chamber of Commerce weather, and at Albany and at the U.S. Street Nationals. When I saw the forecast, I thought, I want to be mad, but God's been good to me, and I can't complain, because this sucks, and I hate it for all my racers. And there were several teams that really needed to test, so I wanted that to happen. But I knew we were due for it. And those things, they happen, you know, and you've got to be prepared to be able to kind of continue this thing forward and not get wobbly legs when things go, because it's bound to happen. You're bound to have a rough weekend somewhere. But, you know, you're right, Jason. We really do try to ramp up I want you, it's for everybody, but it's especially for my racers. And we actually didn't do as much at World Series as I had planned. But like, I want you guys to come around that turn and know you're somewhere different. Know that you're not just at any old drag race, the next stop on tour. You're somewhere special. And every one of those barrier covers are $187 plus tax. You know what I mean? So I got fans at the end of the night on Sunday night wanting to steal them, and I kind of want to give them to them. You know what I mean? Because I'm just an idiot.
I may or may not have one.
No, it's fine. So, but I mean, by the time, I order hundreds of those things. I mean, I shit you not, we spend just shy of $1 million on the World Series of Pro Mod, putting that race together.
I believe it.
You know, and because we had over 50 people on our team, you know, staff there. I mean, it just takes an army. And you look at some of these events, and I'm not trying to talk shit, but like, I can always tell somebody, like, when they tell me like, oh, we can't keep scheduling, we're struggling with this, and we're struggling. You don't have enough help. You just don't have enough help. And you can't do this deal at the level we're trying to do it with some friends and some volunteer help. You've got to pay professionals. You got to pay people that are there to work, not hang out, but there to work. I mean, JT doesn't count, because he kind of does a whole lot of both, you know, but at the same time, I mean, you need people that are there to work. You know, we're going to be there in the morning. We're going to stay till it's over. You know, nobody's cutting out at 6 to go to dinner. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to do this thing lock, stock, and barrel, and it takes an army. So, I mean, the coolest part, I think, about the whole deal is how little we have to spend on advertising. I talk to a lot of race promoters that are talking about how much money they spend on advertising. And I mean, I don't even know if I should say this out loud, but I'm yet to buy a TV commercial. I'm yet to buy a radio ad. I'm yet to buy a billboard. And those are all things that I want to do. I just wanted to see how big we could make the race, leveraging our own platform, Drag Illustrated. How big can we make this thing organically? Get people that really care to be here before we start, because I really feel like I think I could double that crowd pretty easily with some targeted radio advertising, targeted television advertising. You know, we just dabbled this year with doing a lot of, like, I did a bunch of TV station deals, because we've started to make some waves in that area where people know this event's coming to town, or these events. So like, I really feel like we're just getting started, man. I mean,
it seems like you learn something every single time. The next race is always better. The next race is always better. The crowd's big.
There's one thing to be said too. Bigger. One thing to be said about the crowd, and we all know, because we got to push through it. You know, we got to go to the stage lanes and come back, and it's impossible to get through. Not one free ticket. Those people paid to get in there to watch the baddest show ever done in drag racing history.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
that's
million.
probably what I'm most proud of, man, is because I've always been on board with, like, so there's a concept in promotion called papering the house. And it's been going on since the playwright days, like Shakespeare did it. Because the promoter or the show director, like, the mindset is you're going to get the best performance out of your cast in front of a crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, the promoters know that we're going to get the best out of these guys and gals if this place is packed. Matter of fact, Elvis Presley, this is a crazy story. Early in his career, they only wanted him, his promotional team only wanted him to play in front of sold out crowds. So they would take seats out of the auditorium just to make sure that every seat was full. So if they only sold 5,000 tickets and the place holds 7,500, they took 2,500 seats out. You know what I mean? And then over the course of time, I learned a lot about this from Sporty Bandemir at Bandemir Speedway. And he would go paper the house. And he would, like, if he had an event that needed some help, he'd go to the Ronald McDonald's house and give him 1,000 tickets. He'd go to some hospital and give him a bunch of tickets, or he'd go to a car dealership and give him a bunch of tickets. So there's ways to do it, but we haven't even touched that yet. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know how many more grandstands we're going to have to buy. Cause I mean, that place was hopping, you know, and these are all like a whole bunch of hardcore people that know what's going on, know all you guys by names, know the cars. So we've still got a lot of room for growth. And the fact that we have all these people, the rule of thumb that I heard like way back when I started the magazine, like 20 years ago, I had a really respected guy tell me, hey, Wes, it's been tried before. Because I've been saying this shit for a long time, right? That pro mod is the universal language of our sport, blah, 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 blah. And he told me, he goes, Wes, it's been proven 1,000 times over. Door cars can't sell tickets. 2,000 tops. It's just, that's all that you're going to get sold. You know, the only events that the events that look big because they're at small facilities. And I'm like, man, I just don't believe that. And I'm here to tell you, you can sell a lot more than 2,000 tickets to a pro mod show. And it's because of you guys, because we've got the best in the world, and everything that happens with the show is, and we've got a lot of room for improvement. Like, I took a lot of notes and I'm like, all right, there's a lot of stuff we got to fix, but we're making progress. And that's kind of what I use as a measuring stick. Like, are we moving forward? Are we moving the ball forward? We're moving the ball forward. So there's a lot of room for improvement, a lot of room for growth, but I'm really proud of it. And it's really only possible because of all of y'all. And it's Chad, it's your dad. I mean, it's Shooter, it's everybody. Everybody's playing a role and contributing. And the fact that, like, none of my cars, none of my drivers, and I kind of call you guys all mine. I hope nobody takes offense to that, but I see you guys like Dana White sees a fighter on his roster. You're my guy. It's one of my guys. Right. And I cheer you on everywhere you go. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see my guys do well. And even though I got a bunch of them right now, but it's when I look at this deal, nobody's going up there fumble fucking around. Nobody's going up there with stuff falling off their car. Nope. Everybody's and that's nothing. I have nothing to do with that other than picking the right people. And I take some shit for who we pick and people that get left out. And it's nothing personal. It's just, I need great guys that have great equipment and are serious about what they're doing. And I know can rise to that occasion. Cause as you were saying earlier, Jason, like, it's the biggest honor and privilege and like the greatest thrill of my life to know that this deal has your heart beating out of your chest, and hearing your heart rate is 140 beats per minute or whatever, Jeff, like those things, that means everything to me. But not everybody's ready for that, because it's a whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, at these races, we typically see guys, you know, red light that never red light, late that are never late. You know what I mean? Like, all these things, because there's this intangible thing in the air, which is just amazing, to be honest. But all of this is possible because we've got the baddest guys in the world. Like, I would take our World Series of Pro Mod show this year and the last 3, right? Mm-hmm. I'd put it up against any drag race that's ever happened in history. I mean, like, what the fans got to see. Yeah. Because I'm a fan. I went and sat in the stands. I watched one whole round from the stands. And I hate that because I want to be down on the starting line yelling and screaming. But I like to go up there and be around those folks. And I'm hanging out with all my brothers and sisters in arms. And I'm going, this is a hell of a show, man. Everybody makes the trip. I mean, it's
up there. You are everyone's biggest cheerleader. I'm like filming you, and I'm like, he can't get any more excited than someone's wife, girlfriend, brother, sister, cousin. I'm like, he's everyone's literally top tier cheerleader.
Yeah, I thought he was going to open the door and fist bump me.
I thought about it.
He did.
Good. I don't care.
Yeah,
No.
I've thought about it, and I've done some of that, and some of that shit, like you guys will probably notice, and I've taken some shit for that too, because I'm not up there making it about me, and I've heard that it's not about me. I'm up there. I care about you guys, and I want you to know I care about you, and I know how dangerous this shit is, right? And I want to lock eyes and acknowledge you in that moment. And I know there are certain guys that I can kind of sense, like, all right, this if I see something's going on, I stay out of the way. If I see there's a high tense pressure moment, and when we get into Friday night, Friday night qualifying, excuse me, I'm backing up. I know that this is like the high pressure round. Everybody's trying to make a good rip here. And I don't do it during eliminations. I will talk to the crowd, you know what I mean? But I try to stay out of the way during eliminations. But I just want you guys to know I care, and I want the fans to get excited. Like, I feel like these events happen and nobody gets up out of their seat. Like, I want to get guys fired up. I want people standing and cheering and yelling and screaming like a soccer game in Brazil or something. And I feel like I've got to set that stage for that.
I was out of my seat.
No, I mean, I think that's what we've got to do it. And I always felt like if I'm not excited about this stuff, I can't expect anybody else to be, And so I promise you, I'm excited about it. Hell, I've broken a sweat just talking about it right now. But no, it's an amazing thing. I feel very lucky.
Be 100 cars. Be 100 cars next year.
Well, it's funny, Jason, because you're the words. I wanted to do this 2 years ago after the first one. And you looked me in the eye and said, Wes, just keep it one big race. And I said, God damn, Jason's right. I know he's right. I know with every ounce of my being that Jason's right. And so I held off. And then I saw, like, I felt like if it's inevitable, it might as well be immediate. Like, I knew it was going to have to happen at some point. Like, we were going to have to take these 3 events. They're all at the same track, create our own little ecosystem, let people that want to leave their stuff down there, try to, reduce some of the logistic burden. But it happened. And the way the energy just kind of like steadily ramped up, like Snowbirds was lit. And I think US Streets was really our opportunity to prove our point. Like, that race was probably the one of the 3 that needed the most help. Like, that's always been a great race from like a racing perspective, but it struggled, to really draw the same type of crowd that a lot of other events that Bradenton does. And on Friday morning or Thursday or whatever it was at US Streets, when the place was bumping and we haven't even started racing, I'm like, okay, this is the weekend that we proved our point. Like, I felt confident World Series would be good, but US Streets was the one that I really focused in on making sure the place was packed. And holy moly, man, we had 3 back-to-back barn burners, almost unbelievable. And the fact that people are still talking about it a month later is really, really cool, man. I don't even know what to say.
I think that's a testament to all the hard work you and your entire team has done to promote this. And people just don't understand the pre-work, during work, and post-work it takes to have something that's successful. And you guys kill it every year.
I mean, we literally have tracks from around the world wanting to do this. People wanting to, find a way to adopt our rules or what have you. And it's super flattering and super humbling, but I also, it makes me optimistic and excited for the future, because as far as we've come, I really feel like there's a lot left for you guys, because don't think it's like lost on me. Like, the winner take all thing has always been a tough deal for me. I need it for promotional purposes. I need it for marketing purposes. You've got to create severe consequences. Right? Like, that's how I get big reactions. That's how I get a door slammed. That's how I get a helmet tossed out into a strawberry field. Like, that's how I get Jeff throwing something in his trailer. Like, that's how I get those emotions, is because the consequences are severe, very severe. But I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. Like, my goal is to have all you guys on the Drag Illustrated roster. You only race where we say you can race. You're getting paid every time you show up. Like, that's where I want to be. Like, I want to get to a point where, I mean, it's not going to happen overnight. And some of these things I feel like I've got to speak into existence, but like, that's where this can go. I promise you guys. Like, I don't want to charge an entry fee, but I have to, know what I mean? But there will come a time, I truly believe it. We get a TV deal. We're a frog's hair away from changing the drag racing economy. And when we can make it so that Jason unloads his car and all it costs him is what it takes to run the thing, and he's getting a little bit of bread to show up, getting some tow money, we're going to change. We're going to really upset the apple cart. And that day is not too terribly far away. I mean, it's really not, man.
Well, don't say it too loud because my crew's going to want paid now.
Exactly,
man.
So
hopefully they're not watching.
No, hopefully they're not. No, but I mean, that's the future that I'm dreaming of. You know, I want you guys to be professional athletes. You know, how are we going to get a kid excited? I mean, I actually had this conversation with Paul Lee on our show yesterday, and he was just talking about how, you know, he was a kid, 13 years old, and aspired to become a professional drag racer. But he quickly realized there was no money in being a professional drag racer, and he was going to need to go start a business that would afford him the opportunity to go drag racing. And that's kind of the lay of the land in our sport as a whole, right? I mean, there are a handful of guys that earn a living doing it. But I know the three badasses I'm talking to right now got to work for a living, right? And I just think if we're ever going to bring, you know, other drivers from other motorsports or get young kids, like, we've got to make this a viable career opportunity. You know, like, we've got to make this something that maybe you're not going to get rich, but at least maybe you could break even. You know what I mean? Maybe you could at least cover some of what you're spending, and it'll take us some time. It no doubt will, but I truly believe that future exists. I really do.
I think the vibe keeps on. That vibe of those races is, I said it on every podcast. I always say the vibe, but just rolling up there and you see the amount of people and from all over the world, not just here, the East Coast, Midwest, but all over the world at those races. I think that'll bring that whole deal together.
I think so, man. I mean, and it's really just, I think we had like 24 million social impressions across the three races. And it's like, those are the numbers that are going to get the attention of a major brand. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be the pathway towards getting, you know, because we've got a great support system of like endemic brands, we call it, people that are in our industry, you know, the Strange Engineerings, the J&A Service, people that operate in this space or contribute to a lot of events in this space, Redline, etc. But we got to go out and get Jack Link's beef jerky, Real American Beer. They had never been involved in drag racing, relatively new company, and they were over the moon about the way things went at World Series. And I think there's some real opportunity with those guys. I mean, the Great American Motorsport and the Real American Beer, I think it goes hand in hand. Yeah, they'll be back, man. They're really happy.
It just needs to be this picture next time instead of.
That's actually pretty damn good, Jason.
Instead of this picture. You want this? Do you want this? Or do you want this?
You might be better looking. You're not going to stone cold 2 beers though in the winter circle.
I'm going to have JT mock one up of you holding it on the back of that scooter with your dad. Your favorite photo. No,
we appreciate it, Wes. I mean, we can't do it without you. You've made us heroes. It's a team effort. You know, we do our part. You do more than you probably should, and I know from the Party Time group, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I hadn't done good at the very first World Series down there. I mean, I think I came in like, who is this guy? He won some nitrous races and blew a bunch of shit up. But, you know, now, you know, that was my chance to say, hey, I'm here.
I think that you have, I mean, Jeff, you especially, I've known of you for a long time, but the way you've elevated your program in the last couple of years or longer is fucking incredible, bro.
It is.
And like, you should be so proud. And that's probably the hardest part of it, is that everybody, I mean, how many guys ran personal best and didn't qualify? That stuff breaks my heart, you know, but it's also awesome. Right. And I think all you guys love it being as hard as it is. I mean, if it was, you want it to be difficult. You want to have to go through this shark infested, you know, pool or whatever.
What makes you better?
100%.
Run against the best to get better. You can't, if you run against people that are no good or doesn't race hardly at all, or just got junk stuff, which not a lot of guys do anymore in this program. But you want to run against someone who's better than you. There's no doubt about that. That's what makes you better.
I mean, and I truly believe, like, I mean, look what Spencer Hyde and Derek, I mean, like, you can hang your hat on that win, Steve. Like, if you decided that this was it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you can feel like you literally won probably the most competitive drag race in the history of the known universe.
Oh yeah.
And
we feel that way as well. We do. And that's Gene Pilot's preached that since he came over. Even before that, we didn't want to just win races. mean, it's not that I've never won a race before, but when Gene came on board, he's like, we're going here and race. We want to beat the best in the world. I don't want to beat just anyone. I want to beat the best.
Yeah.
And that's the way you got to approach it.
And you guys are three of the baddest dudes walking. I mean, Jason, you have become somebody that nobody wants to run ever. I hear that more than anything else. I mean, out of all the hitters that we have, I hear more of the I don't want to draw Jason than anything else, man. And I hope you're proud of that because you've got a target on your back the size of Texas. And Steve, you're about to experience that same thing, man. And it's just no, and I got to tell you, like, Jess deserves some credit. Everybody that's like contributing to being all of this, if you're in business in 2025, like it or not, you're in show business. I mean, it just is the way of the world. Because believe it or not, I was a lot like you, Steve. Like, I've always been able to run my mouth, but like on camera or in front of people, not so much. I remember the first ever interview I did, I had to take a couple of shots of vodka before I did it. Because I couldn't stand it. Oh, my skin and the light's bad. And my nose is big. Oh, my God, this is terrible. And it's hard, but this is what it takes. And the fact that, I mean, I've never seen a race produce more content. Like, everybody's got a social media person. Everybody's got someone shooting video or someone shooting photos. That's never been the case, you know, and now that helps us so much. I mean, in the days after the race, I was wanting to put out some stuff. And I'm going, well, shit, it's going to get lost amidst everything else. I mean, there's so much content. Like, let's just slow roll some of this stuff because all of my teams are doing such an incredible job. And I mean, I think we had 80 credentialed media members at World Series of Pro Mod. I mean, it's crazy. Just the amount of media people that were there. And so it's absolutely incredible.
Yep.
That's what's so tricky. I try my best. That's why I pull some all-nighters there. But what I think is so tricky too about this sport is that timing is so important because this is one of the quickest moving, like, you know, mouth to ear sports that there is. Jason Harris can go out, get #1 qualifier, and then right behind him, a minute and a half later, Rudolf blows him out the water. And then everyone immediately forgets who that person was 30 seconds ago. And as a media person, you have to be so on your game to ensure timing's there and that the best news drop is out there because someone's going to be ahead of you. And it's really just finding that balance of like polished content, yet what's going to be most intriguing for those at home to watch. So, you know, it's a struggle, but, you know, we killed it out there. Not just me, like everyone, Wes, like 80 people, that's crazy. And everyone really just played such a big part in all that.
Man, it's to have that kind of support. And I've all these videos, like I get on YouTube and type in World Series of Pro Mod and I'm like, I didn't even know this dude was there. I've never seen, who is this person? I didn't, you know, and it's the coolest feeling in the world, to be honest. And no, I mean, as of, I think like a day after the race, we'd had like 6 or 9 million views. I can't remember off the top of my head right now across all these videos. And I'm going, you know, in Flow Racing, they're over the moon. They're like, we've never had a Q1 like that ever. We've never had, you know, the start of our season be so strong. And it's a testament to the fan base and all these people that care about what you guys and gals are doing and want to see you do more of it and want to see you race on these big stages. And I'm proud of it, but I'm probably most proud of this group of people because I say this about every time I get them all together. But like, this is a group of people who can do whatever they want. Whatever we decide to do as a group, we can do. I said it at the party on Friday night, or Thursday night. If we decided to build a spaceship, the people that were on the property at Bradenton, I feel confident we could have got that son of a bitch in the air. I really do. I mean, there's a lot of smart people. There's a lot of resourced people, guys that know people in high places and all over the world. I mean, there's nothing we couldn't have gotten done at that racetrack with the group of people that were there. And it's just, I can't wait. I honestly, if we could run it back Friday, we would, you know.
I think we'd all be there. We'd all be there. That's the greatest show on earth. I keep telling people that.
It's something else, man. I can't thank you guys enough. No, seriously. We've got so many good people that believe in what we're doing. And I think the writing is on the wall. Like, I just feel this is These are cars that look like cars, get driven by cowgirls and cowboys. I mean, they're like life-size Hot Wheels. I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, these are the cars that we played with kids. They got skinnies on the front and big tires on the back and wheelie bars and a motor sticking through the hood. I mean, this is what drag racing is supposed to look like. And the driver sits on the left-hand side where God intended. I mean, all these things, you know, and I can go on and on, but this is the best the sport has to offer. And I'm glad that it's getting the shine it's deserved for a long time.
Likewise, you're helping, you know, teams like, you know, myself and Steve get out there. I mean, Steve, what was your reaction seeing Wes for the first time when you went into the winner's circle, being that he just helped create the most monumental win that will be of your career? I mean, you hugged him and you guys are in the air, but like, what was that feeling like?
I mean, it's huge. That winter circle. I mean, I've been in a few winter circles, but that winter circle was far beyond anything I've ever done with the amount of people. I grabbed Wes. I don't even know who all I grabbed. I grabbed everyone. I think.
I was worried I broke your back. I gave you a pretty serious hug.
Oh heck, I'm in good shape, and it was. I appreciated it too. Believe me, and not just the winter circle. I keep saying this on all the other podcasts. When I came back up that return road, the amount of respect from all the other racers was kind of what really caught. The winter circle was great, but that caught more of my attention. Not that your hug didn't. I'm not saying that.
No, I get it totally. That's the admiration of your peers, Steve, and like that you deserve that. I mean, you deserve that moment. And that was probably my favorite part of that video that Jess did. Shout out to Jess and ET Edits for that killer video interview they did with you recapping the event. But it's like that shot of all the people like cheering you on as you were coming up the return road. I'm like, golly, that just melts me. Yeah. And we take that winter circle serious, man. I mean, we're going and buying cases of champagne. We're buying millions of dollars worth of prop movie money, all this stuff, because I want that to be I want people to aspire to be in that winter circle. I want people to, that's a girl. You know, I mean, I want people to, I want it to be a core memory. You're never going to forget when you won one of our races. And I think that that's something that's a little bit of a lost art. I mean, you think back to the early days of the NHRA and you never saw a winter circle photo that Wally Parks wasn't in. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that sometimes as a community, we get a little desensitized that, like, I've been around drag racing my entire life. I was in my mother's womb 2 weeks before I was born in a Hallmark tag trailer that my dad was racing Comp Eliminator out of. This is all I've ever done. And I think my dad won, when I was there, I think one race in a lifetime of drag racing. And I think it's easy to forget that for some of us, this is only going to happen once. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are only going to get that trip to the winter circle one time. So I don't care where it's at, Rockingham this weekend or wherever else, you've got to make sure that they remember it, right? Because they may never get that experience again. I don't ever want to miss a winter circle photo. I won't let them take a single one without me, whether it's junior dragster or pro mod, because I want to make sure that I was a part of that memory and that I honored that moment, because these guys and gals are working their asses off, spinning themselves silly to get to this moment. And I need to show them that I appreciate it and that I care and that I'm happy for them and take part in that. So all those things are like by design. And it's just stuff that I've learned over the years and watched, you know, like those. I mean, I see some of those winter circle photos sometimes and they're almost sad. You know what I mean? There's like 2 people in them, 3 people in them. It's at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning or whatever. And I'm like, what if he never wins again? Right. What if he gets a divorce and has to sell all this shit? Yeah. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that it's a memorable moment every single time. And that's kind of the goal. And I think that's where the vibe comes from, is from the people at the gate to my whole team and everybody else. We all are trying to create that moment. These are our guests at our house, and we need to treat them like we're happy to see them, you know?
Yeah, it shows.
You accomplished that whole deal. Every bit you just said, you accomplished it. So,
well, thank you, man. It means a lot. It means a lot. I'm excited to see you guys at PDRA coming up in a couple of weeks. Yeah. I'm going to come and just hang out with you guys. Like, seriously, so much of our support for these events comes from the PDRA and what Tommy and Judy and Tyler and everybody involved, everybody at the PDRA has built over the course of the last decade. And I'm excited to come out and hang out with you guys and be able to just, you know, hang out in the pits, probably get in the way a little bit.
Fine.
You
We'll
know,
put you to
but
work.
that's what I'm here to do. I can't help but try to find something to work on or something to do.
Do it.
But no, I'm really looking forward to it, man. I think all of y'all are set up for success. Anybody that went down there, and even the guys that didn't run as well as they wanted, to your point earlier, Jason, it really gets everybody warmed up. You know what I mean? Like, you go into the regular season with like a full head of steam. Like, most of the kinks should be worked out. Most of the little bugs or things that you didn't know you had wrong, that stuff's solved by now, and you'll be able to go to Galat and melt the place down.
I hope it doesn't carry Steve's momentum, though. I hope his momentum starts to fall off. No, I mean,
I'm coming to keep the scooter.
Oh, God. Now we got Jeff. Jeff's going to come over now, and he's going to throw a monkey wrench in the whole damn thing over there.
Yeah.
So,
the favorite video is him on that scooter, and he had that thing in reverse, and that backup beeper was going on, and it was going like half
classic.
mile an hour.
Oh, it was so good. So good, man. You know, you guys did a great job of that, man. You really did. But no,
I really wanted to show you a video that we did for the World Series and never did it. Gene didn't like it.
It was epic too.
We had a good one really brewing for you. But
it was epic.
It was good because I saw a snippet of it and they didn't do it. I kind of wish they had it, because most time when they talk shit, it doesn't work for them out.
Well, and hey, one thing while I've got you all here, and Jess, you mentioned this earlier, and I'm just curious. I don't really know what the answer is. I've labored over this, but I don't know what the answer is for Rivals Night, because I want to drive that forward, but I also know how critical qualifying has become, for this event. And it's so serious that it's just, it feels like a square peg in a round hole is kind of whatever I was like, as we were getting closer to World Series and we're starting to try to put some of these matchups together. It's like, well, these guys are just racing because they want to run at the back of the pack. These guys are doing, it's a bunch of gamesmanship, and I get it, but it's at the same time, it dilutes the real races, and it basically kind of pours cold water on the whole deal. So I thought, I told the team, I said, hey, we're just going to punt on Rivals Night. It doesn't need to, they're all still going to race. They're all still going to make laps under the lights. So we don't got anything to worry about. I do like the notion of having, but qualifying has become so consequential that, like, if you missed that qualifying session on Friday night, you missed one of the greatest spectacles in the history of drag racing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so I think the racing itself has taken on a new life. And I think, like, as we move forward, the plan would probably be more so along the lines of World Series of Pro Mod match race at Empire Dragway, and I'm just going to book in Jason Harris and Steve King, nobody else. And I'm going to book these two guys in because they're bad sons of bitches, and pay them to come do a best 2 out of 3 or whatever, old school match race, because that's what I want to have happen. Is I want to get this deal big enough that you guys are getting calls, to go do match races, to go do appearances, to go do those type of things. A lot of racers made a lot of money, over the years, match racing, selling t-shirts, and we've got to build all of your brands so that can happen, so that, because I want Jason getting paid to show up at one of the local honky tonks out there in North Carolina. You know what I mean? That's the type of thing. And I think that's possible. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, these guys are headliners at World Series of Pro Mod, but they're coming to your town. I mean, like, I think that it's a doable thing in the relatively near future.
Yeah.
What's good about Rivals Night is it creates these pairs that have been stirring the internet up. But look what ends up happening at Snowbirds. You couldn't even made that up, the Kai Kelly and Stevie Fast. And that's a Rivals Night in itself, right? Because it brought so many.
And I think it's so much better when it happens like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Randomly,
like when they drew each other in first round, I'm like, we couldn't have paid money for this. You know what I mean? We couldn't have made this up. But that's when it is special. So I think you kind of just gotta. But it's an example of, like, one thing I'm proud of is we ain't afraid to make changes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we will turn on a dime. So it's like, if we need to make a change or something's not working, we're going to shit can it. And that's, because it's always like Elon Musk says this all the time, like, don't look for stuff to add, look for stuff to cut. What can you not do? And I think we're really heading in the right direction with this group of people. Scott Lang is right. Friday night is the home run derby. It really is, man. It is all she'll take.
Yep.
All she'll take. All the track will hold.
Events.
Full timing, no fuel.
Yep. I went from 6th place to running Friday night to 26.
Isn't that insane? I mean,
Nationals, I'm like, God, I was sitting good till that run.
It's just crazy, man. But it's a testament to this whole group, because I mean, you can have a guy that's been sitting 50th, struggled to get down, and all of a sudden they put a little rear steer in it and whatever. What, you know what I mean? It's never like some wholesale change. They're all just a little bit away, you know, and then they make that little bit of a change, and all of a sudden they're at the top of the sheet, and it's shook everything up. But no, it was really an incredible thing that I think people will talk about for a long time. And it just, I think the stage is set for 2025-26 to be absolutely pandemonium.
For sure.
Like,
it's
going to be pandemonium.
For sure.
No, there's no doubt.
Well,
And then all the social media people.
His life, so he'll never forget that moment. I promise.
Yep, for sure. None of us will. Jason might forget, but we won't.
I about puked when your car stopped, Jason. I don't really care. You know, because I want everybody to win. I say that all the time. Like, I don't go into these deals. All of y'all are my homies, and I want everybody to do well. But I want to see a drag race. You know what I mean? I was like, golly, and I couldn't believe it. Yeah,
when I hit the gas, I knew it broke the blower, because I hit it, went brrr. I said, mother. I mean, I was just. I wanted to get out and just leave it sitting there and walk back. But
here you go, take it.
I just
we're all fighting that $1-2 part breaking. We all are. You don't happen to any car up there at any time. We really are.
Well, and the guys from ProCharger, the head engineer were there, and their main marketing guy from racing was there, and so they meet me back in the pits, and you know, I just $100,000 just floated away into space right in front of me, and so they come back and they're waiting for me to just pitch a fit. And I mean, it wasn't the ProCharger, it was the gearbox. And you know, I ran entire 2023 season and never broke apart, and so that's a testament right there. But then this happens at this time, so it's just it's racing. It could have been a tranny, could have been anything. It could have been, you know, you could have broke a blower belt, or you know, red lid, or I mean, it's just the way it goes. If you're not,
and it's the most. I mean, you can buy the best stuff in the world. My dad told me this when I was a little kid. I remember he bought a brand new 500-inch DRCE Pro Stock engine. It was like the nicest piece we'd ever had, right? And first burnout, kicks a rod out of it. Terre Haute, Indiana, right? Oh, yeah. Car comes out of the water, and I look down, and I'm filming. Right. I'm running the old school video camera. Right. And at the time I was trying to put together this pro stock match racing circuit. I was like 20 years old, 18 years old. Anyways, I'm filming the car, and I film it come out of the water box, and it takes off, and I look down at the water, and there's a piece of smoldering aluminum in the water box. And I'm like, oh, Dad, not good. And he told me, he's like, Wes, this shit breaks. Like, you can buy the best stuff in the world, but when it's mechanical, it can break. It's going to break. And I think that it's just part of our deal. And I always try to explain that, especially to like new fans to our sport. Like, there's 100 million ways to lose a drag race. Yeah. I mean, it's if one of your crew guys put too much air in the tires, or I know a guy who lost almost a whole season to a tire pressure gauge that was calibrated incorrectly.
Yeah. What I always tell my guys in the pits, I'm like, when we get back from a run, this car, every single run is trying to eat itself up. No matter what, something is going wrong. We have to find it. That's our job, is to find it. And if you don't find it that run, you're going to find it the next run, and it might be the hard way. But that car is always eating something up.
You know what the funny thing is? As soon as it happened and I did it, I looked up at the switch panel to see if I turned a Nitrous switch on.
I knew damn well you're onto something.
Just old habit. I mean, you know, that was my first thinking, like, you dummy. But it's the way it goes. And, you know, I'm glad Steve won. You know, Jeff had a good showing in qualifying. I had a good showing in qualifying. It makes the race what it is. There's a lot of guys that wish they would have been in that situation that I was in to even have a chance to break up, you know, to break something. Yeah. So that's just a testament of what we have and the things that we do as racers, the time we put in it. I know Steve's got work to do tonight and get ready for the PDRA season. You got to come down here where the pollen's overtaking everybody here now. So, I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on in our lives, and the people that put effort in, my crew and your guys' crew that do it behind the scenes.
Take off
this is
work
what, it's just what way racing is, and I love it, and I'll never stop loving it until I die. My father instilled it in me, and he loves it probably more than I do, but he loves it as much as any human being I've ever seen on this entire planet. He eats, sleep. He's more worried about everybody else's program than he is of my program. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, he really is. He's like, well, what's Randy doing? Randy's been having problems. So is Randy going testing? I'm like, I don't know. Call Randy. I mean, I mean, that's just the way he is. My father's put his heart and soul into this sport as much as Wes and them have. And that's just a testament to what my life has been. And I don't know anything but drag racing. That's it. Don't know anything else. My family is on this screen. They're in that. When we go to Galat next weekend, that's my HOA. That's my group.
100%, man.
That's it. I feel out of place in public. I mean, as far as like regular, like.
Oh no, dude, I get it, man. My wife
going to a football game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't hardly know how to act around these people that don't know like the firing order on a big black Chevy. Right. You know what I mean? Or like I don't hardly know how to be around these folks. And or go be excited at something that whatever. I'm
sitting in PTA meeting with my phone and I'm watching NC Pro Monitor. Running. I watch put that up, put it up. I'm like, I'm not putting it up.
No, I gotta know. I want to know right now. I don't want to look later. I want to know right now. No, it's this is an incredible group of people. I tell people all the time that I just feel so lucky that because I mean, sure, everybody's not best friends, but like this is a great group of people, many of which who would give you the shirt off their back. To help a fellow racer. And it really is special. And that's why I've dedicated my life to like making sure that these men and women get the shine they deserve.
Right, I got a question that came in for you, Wes. I guess he's too chicken shit to ask you. What are you going to do anything for the Nitrous guys?
Who's asking?
I ain't gonna tell you. Yeah, probably. No, I mean, I think some of the Nitrous guys feel like I'm putting you on the spot here.
No,
I
you're
think
good.
Some of the lower end Nitrous guys, and I don't say lower end, but some of the Nitrous guys feel like they don't have an advantage because you can't put enough weight on us to slow us down. You can't lighten them up or make them bigger or put more bottles in them or do anything like that. I mean, there's a lot of guys around, the area that can't run at that level, and they want to feel like they've got a chance. But as you know what I tell them, I mean, this is the upper level. You're going to have to step your game up.
Well, I mean, my question is I think Halsey would have qualified in the top 10.
Yeah.
Easy. You know what I'm saying? I think
Halsey's car,
Amber ran well. I mean, and look at what Matt Deach and Andrew Handress have done.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I'll tell any of those guys, I got to come support the deal. Come be a part of it. Because I had plenty of Nitrous guys that I, inquired about coming that shot me down or said they weren't sure, and it's like, it's hard for me to go make a whole bunch of changes, when we've got something where we've got 32 cars within 600ths of a second across 3 races. I mean, we had one race split by 4.5, one by 5.7, and one by 6. So we got 32 cars spread across 600ths. And it's like, I just don't, and I can't really, anytime I try to tell them, I mean, the next step is to say no weight, like however light you can get it. But I worry about that because that opens up a whole can of worms of guys building these crazy elaborate cars that are super expensive. And, I mean, I don't know if you remember during like the ADRL Pro Nitrous days, we had guys building cars that, you shake the tires 2 or 3 times and you got to take it to the chassis shop. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want people doing that. I don't want people building these cars. The coolest part about a lot of this is, Derek Ward's car, he won last year, is 15 years old. You know what I mean? Spencer Hyde's car's, been around for a long time, I mean, and I think that's an important part of this, that you don't have to go build a new car every 18 months to stay in the hunt. So I want to avoid that, but I definitely feel like Nitrous is a big part of it. I mean, right now we're leaning towards the push system. that seems to be a potential difference maker. I've heard it from multiple people. We've never had a rule against it. PDRA introduced a rule against it this year. They made us aware of that was the plan, and we haven't completely decided exactly what we're going to do. But I feel like we are tasked right now with doing almost whatever it takes to keep nitrous cars in the hunt, because I'm at the point now where I can't slow you guys down. I can't slow the boosted car. I don't want cars weighing 2,900 pounds. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you can't do that and pass SFI, right? But like, or have the cars, they're out of spec at that point. But it's like, I want to keep the cars under, around the weights we have them. I don't want anybody going 225 miles an hour in a 3,000 pound car, right? What do you have any suggestions on the nitrous cars? I mean, you've raced one. I mean, I just feel like they need to race more. Like, I need those guys to come run these events.
I think you look at the program. So let's look at let's take Halsey out of the picture. Jim's on another level. Okay, so you got to take him out. Amber and Tommy did really well. They really
Haney ran well.
Haney ran very well, and I think it's a tribute. You got to be there. You got to show up. I mean, you can't say, I want these changes, and you're not there to make these changes. If you got 30 nitrous cars there and they're all running 370s, then Wes Buck's got to do something about that, right? But if they're not there to make those changes, you can't make the nitrous motors any bigger without spending a fortune. I mean, you're looking 5.6 decks, 5.4 decks, 1,000 cubic inch. We're shoving as much as we can into them. They're blowing them up. They got 2 or 3 of them. Marcus Butner would have been there if he hadn't had the issues with his car. I think he would have ran well. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way with nitrous. I think nitrous, unfortunately, I think nitrous is probably going to be the next Pro Extreme. I think you're going to see it kind of fade out, because you're going to see guys that are tired of spending the big money and spend the money on the motors and the combinations and the work. It's work. It is work.
I mean, it is every round.
It is work. You think Steve's got work to do? It's work. I think we just kind of got to let it play it like it is. I think you'll see some of the other groups spend the money and come up. That when Halsey retires, there'll be another Halsey right behind him. It will happen. Matt Deesh will come up.
Matt Deesh, I look at some of these guys, like Matty D ran really well. Like they had some problems. They got behind early in the weekend, and there was it's hard to recover from that. But they qualified at the first 2. And I think that's something that young man can hang his hat on for the rest of his life, that he came down there with a nitrous car when the whole world's saying he's outgunned. You got guys not coming because they don't think it can be competitive. And here he comes, a much lesser known guy than a Halsey or a Tommy Franklin. And he comes down there and sticks that thing right in the thick of things. And I'm going, it's hard for me to feel like we need to really do anything until we have more of them, until they force our hand. And right now, I think that, from what I understand, Halsey doesn't even have 1,000 cubic inch motor. He's got one of the smaller engines. I think he runs a 959. And it's like, so I don't know that the big motor's the answer. I definitely don't want to see a bunch of racers spending millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars on engines and parts and developmental programs. We've seen that happen and hurt the sport before, in the past, where, a bunch of money comes in and it outdates a bunch of people's stuff, and it's not always a good thing. But I definitely feel strongly that nitrous cars are a big part of what Pro Mod is. I always say it's like a secondary character. Like I'm lucky to have a lot of big characters behind the wheel of these cars, but there are some of these guys that are pretty quiet, not real eager to be on camera or whatever. And so you need the car to kind of play a secondary role. And it gives us the nitrous versus blower and turbo versus blower and nitrous versus turbo, whatever. You need those things. But I look at Tommy Franklin, Amber Franklin, Andrew Handress, Matty Deesh, and I go, hey man, those guys have proven it's possible. Come give it a shot. You don't know till you know. And I think that they need to be in that environment to be pushed to run better.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I think when you're kind of racing amongst a bunch of like combinations, there's not as much pressure to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. Right. And I think that they need to be in that environment. That's why I'm a big believer in running all the cars together, because I think And if there were more of them, I think they'd learn faster. How much of the success of your program do you, both of you guys, Jeff, Jason, attribute to the fact that Proline's got 70 cars out making laps every weekend? You're learning a lot as a group. There's a fucking group chat. Everybody's sharing information and talking about stuff and answering questions. I don't think that exists in nitrous racing.
No, it's really secretive. It's almost like pro stock. I mean, it really is. Yeah,
and I think that is kind of a blessing and a curse. Like it's a cool thing that it's all top secret and hush hush, but it's also kind of a bad thing because there's not a lot of like group learning happening.
Right.
And a lot of the big advancements we've seen in our sport have been when like a pocket of people took it upon themselves to push this ball forward. And I think we're going to need to see that out of the nitrous contingent if we're going to see it continue to elevate. But
I think screw blowers need 50 pounds.
65. 65.
65. I like that.
Okay, 65 it is. We'll just
and
take Mark Mickey for it.
Mark Mickey has to run F350 Ford turbos.
We'll get one off like a diesel Econoline van.
Well,
I don't know if they made
should
one
be
of those.
happy about that because they're cheaper.
Yep, they're way cheaper. Yeah,
way cheaper. Yeah,
no, and it's I mean, and the thing with the turbo cars too is it's like I understand the big speeds and some of the things that happen, but at the same time, I can't go crazy until if they're running through the field like a hot knife through butter, it'd be one thing. But that's still a difficult to race combination. You see that second round, the track starts to go away. Yeah. It's 138 degrees out there, or whatever. Yeah. That's the advantage that he had last night is gone.
Jeff had one. I mean, Jeff had a turbo car. He can tell you. I mean, it's very unpredictable. You had old One Lick Vic who made like one pass and they never made a pass after that.
One Lick Vic. Oh my God, that is. Oh, that might be a keeper. That might be a keeper. That's a keeper.
That's good.
But I mean, it's true. In those cars, when they run good, they make it looks like it's like God dang, But I know what goes into making those cars run, and I think the reason Mark Mickey has ran as well as he has is, I mean, he put like 180 runs on his car last year. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm telling you, man, it's just like Arnold Schwarzenegger says, it's reps and sets, man. I mean, if you get way behind these guys, you're not going to catch up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to make a lot of laps, so it's just part of it.
We're going to find out. We're going to PDRA next at Galat, and Jay Cox will be there with his turbo car, and the PDRA setup will be the first turbo car that's been in PDRA in a long time. Jeff's coming. He's going. A lot of the Midwest, a lot of NMCA guys, a lot of Northeast Outlaw guys are. They don't have anywhere to go right now, so they're going to come over and race with us. I really feel like we're going to have 30 cars. I think it'll be 30 cars at PDRA.
Yep. I can't wait, man.
That'll be insane. So, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing my friends again. And, it's
weather should be good.
Going to Galat, what a badass place, right? It's a cool spot, beautiful part of the country, man. Great people. So I'm excited to get out there.
Bring your, like I say, bring your allergy medicine because it's getting rough down here the last couple of days. And I can't wait to whoop on Steve's ass. I owe you one, buddy.
Right by your pit with that damn.
Hey, can we run just in a test session so I can feel like I beat you or something?
Yeah. Shit, I'm gonna fuck you up there too.
I know. That's what I'm worried about.
I want to ask all four of you what you think the bump will be for Pro Boost because we know there's going to be over 16. We faced this at World Finals. We didn't even make the field. And would we run 62.8 or like 63 maybe? And we were like 17, 18. I think it's
what's the weather going to be?
It's going to be 80s a day. But the problem is like North Carolina, we turned the heat on at night. So it's like 39 last night, but it was 77 during the day. So I think you're going to see, let's see, I'm going to show you here. Next Friday is 79. With a low of 64. So you'll probably be in the 2,500 DA range, 102, 103 correction. So I think it'll be a 3. If we have 30 cars, it'll be a 63.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, 63.
We got this new screwed up schedule where we get 2 night sessions, though. So it may change things around.
Well, yeah, I think it will. I mean, looking at last year, and just the cars that were there and knowing the cars that will likely be there. I think you're right. I think it'll be like 364 probably.
Yeah.
You know,
The night
right
session
around there.
speed it up. The night session may speed it up with the 2 night sessions possibly.
Yeah, because we got Thursday night, and I talked to Tyler about that. I said, bro, you took the working man right out of this shit. Because I mean, I normally work only at Galot and then go up on Wednesday and test, or Thursday and test. And he just said he's afraid he's going to have a lot of cars and he's going to have a lot of stuff going on. He wanted to make sure he got everything done and have enough time because it is going to be the first race of the year. And we've had a lot of wind. We've had some 30-mile-an-hour days.
We have too. We've had crazy wind down here. It's always windy in Texas, it seems like, but it's been brutal for like a week or better.
Yeah.
So,
but
no,
I think it'll be a 3 or 4. I think you're going to see some new combinations. I think I went testing with Jay. I was there testing another car. He ran really well off the trailer. I think you're going to see him do very well.
Is Jay going to be the only turbo there?
I assume so. I talked to Mark. Mark said he wasn't going to come. He doesn't like to run PDRA because he has so many customers in PDRA.
Yeah.
With his Turbo 400 deal, and Jay got some new turbos and I watched him run. He did really well. You're going to see some new cars come out. I know Candyman. I heard he may be showing up.
Wait, I put this up way too quick, but I have to say this while we're on the topic of bump prediction. Steve, I think you're the only person I told. This was a week before World Series. Someone commented on your post what you thought the bump prediction was going to be. And I literally said that, and that is what Tommy Franklin ran. Like, what are the chances that I literally
That's crazy.
That? Like, that's literally what the bump was. And I was like, there's no way I should have hit Lotto, but I think it's going to be too.
Galot is in the heart of Pro Mod too, and it's a home race for me. So I have a lot of fans that come out to that, and it's going to be fun. I'm really expecting it.
Right.
And I do think Victor is going to bring his car. I see Travis McCormick saying it in the comments that Victor, our plan is to try to go support like the people that support us. Yeah. So I told him, like, let's go run a PDRA race with your car. I'll come and we'll hang out, and then let's go run a Midwest race and like do as much of that as we can. But he's planning on going to VMP right now.
Yeah, I talked to old One Lick.
There's Vic right there.
I talked to old One Lick Vic, and we talked about it. And Galot's a little short, and he was worried about parachutes. And I said, if my parachutes don't open, can I stop? I said, absolutely not.
Especially not going 229 million miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I'm really proud of Vic. I was worried about him racing and just having all this shit to deal with, and we're trying to put on this crazy big event, but he absolutely killed it. He made his boy proud, man. We were
he had a lot going on that weekend.
Vic has done for Bradenton what you have done for drag racing. He brought Bradenton back from the dead. Mm-hmm. It was just I bracket raced there back in the late 90s, early 90s. And he has done something that nobody really could ever do. And he brought it to where it needs to be today because he's got passion about it. He's done a great job. He's put money back into the track, which you don't see a lot of these days.
No, you do not.
No, yep. And he's done, and I think that he deserves all the kudos in the world. I do give him hell about being a racer and only making one good qualifying run that weekend, but I mean, it's a brand new car. What the hell do you expect? I mean,
no, man, I love him like a brother, and we I feel like we've dreamed of this. Like we've literally dreamed of this for like years, and we've talked about it and joked about it, and what if we did this and what if we did that, and here we are now, and it's like it's a cool thing, man. There's nobody I'd rather do it with. We talk all the time about the magic really happens when you're working with people that care as much as you do and are willing to work as hard as you are, and like we're like equally yoked. Like he's here, he's about it, and he's 100% supportive of any crazy shit that I cook up, and it's a great thing, man. Bradenton is my home away from home, man. I wish I was there now.
I think the whole deal is the perfect storm. The Drag Illustrated deal being in Bradenton is like the perfect storm.
It really, I don't think I learned that lesson really. Like they say it about business all the time, right? Location. And when we did the World Series of Pro Mod in Bandimere, like it was actually a very successful deal. Like even in year one, like we sold a lot of tickets, like we did well. And I was like proud of it, but I realized like this location is like, it's the most beautiful facility probably on the planet Earth, but it's too big for what I'm trying to do. Holds 30,000 people. It's not realistic. You know what I mean? And it's like, bringing the event to sea level or below in the South, Florida during the winter. I mean, you just can't ask for much more. There's shit to do. You can bring your families. There's plenty of restaurants and bars and, you know, great places to stay and visit. The beach is a mile away. Like people are able to really turn it into a destination happening for their team. And, you know, like the Franklins rent a house on the water somewhere and their kids are messing around. And like, that's the really magical part of it, is that it kind of expands beyond the racetrack. It's a great place to spend the winter. I plan on doing it for a long time.
Yep. Me too.
Place to be.
Yep.
Jess, I got to put my daughter to bed. I tell you what, I'll this is my little secret, is that I put Sophia Grace to bed every night. Every night I'm home, I put her to bed. And so I've got to
enjoy that, because it goes away fast. Because mine came home the other day and said she had a boyfriend.
Sophia came home and told me that she had a crush, and I almost went back into the school. I was like, point him out, you know. But no, it's I thank you guys, seriously, like to have had nothing to do with this. And Jess hits me up and says, hey, will you pop on here and chat for a minute?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you guys are on here talking about what we do. It's so flattering and humbling, and I'm so grateful to all y'all. And Jess, you as well. Just you guys are incredible, and I'm lucky to know you, and I can't wait to see you again soon, man.
Yeah,
I guess I'll see you a week from now, right?
Yeah.
A week away.
Yep.
Unbelievable, man.
For sure.
Hey, thank you guys. Jess, I'll talk to you soon, sweetheart.
Thank you, Wes.
Yep.
Oh, there's DJ John is in the house. What's up, John? That's my audio engineer. That's the guy on the ones and twos down under the tent on the starting line. See you guys.
I see you.
That was awesome. I had to bring him on. I wasn't even going to tell you guys. I was
That's good. That's a good surprise.
You know, we talked for 2 hours. Do you see? You were worried about a whole.
I know. I was like, guys, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and here we are.
Yeah.
That's
He was
good.
putting
That's
her to
good.
bed. I'm worried about putting me to bed.
Yeah, I gotta go to work tomorrow. It's terrible.
Me too.
No, you don't, Steve. Quit lying.
Look, me and Jeff work. You go in there and change a couple plugs, like you're racing your profile. we got shit.
I gotta
move.
work on a bunch of Hondas tomorrow. So Jeff's gonna make a couple phone calls tomorrow. I know how.
I'm gonna be a fireman tomorrow and put out fires as usual.
That's all I do every day. Yeah. Steve, we gotta work on your office, brother.
Hey, you don't like my office space?
It's where'd that wood grain come, like 1970?
Look, dude, I bought this office trailer off the company I work for. They was gonna throw it away. I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna make an office out of that thing. It's got AC, heat. My secretary's happy as hell out here.
I hear you. Look at all those old pictures back there. That's what I'm looking at.
They old as hell, man. They old. Some of
those. Look, Jeff's got a really nice office with like all this stuff made up.
Nah,
what you don't know is I was actually the one who hung up all those crooked pictures. I think I used the grill for the first time.
I don't even want to show you where I'm at. Hold on, I'll show you. It's like.
Are you in a closet?
I might as well be. I'm upstairs in my kid's room, my daughter's room. But that's you know, this is all I get.
Don't let her fool you. I usually do it in my house. And she done made me set all this stuff up, right? So I don't see the same background.
I don't know. I'm mad because she's got like velvet curtains up here now. So
look at here. Look over here. I got tie-dye shit.
What is that shit?
All the way. You're not supposed to show people that.
What is that?
Some hippie shit.
I got secretary, the hippie. We got tie-dye.
Well, Jeff's got an NHRA trophy up there. What's that from?
No, that's NMCA. They used to do
NMCA?
Wallies a while ago. Miniature Wallies. Yeah.
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yep. They stopped doing that in the last few years.
Yep. We go to Melting Pot for sure. Jess goes. It's all Italian.
I would love to know what pizza cuts their pizza in squares like that. So I just don't agree with that place. But that's just focus group of one.
It ain't how it's cut. How it's
look, I'm in trouble.
You got to go. Mama's talking.
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, pretty important stuff there.
Yep.
Yeah.
The boss is
All right,
talking.
guys.
Gonna wrap
Yep. Off you.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you got some insight. The man himself, Wes, was on. Thanks, Jeff, Jason, Steve, for your time. If you want to see more of this and you guys like having these three, Mo, Larry, Curly together, let us know. And we'll see what comes after this next PDRA race if
Awesome.
we do this again.
Good talk.
Yep.
Let's
All
do
right,
it again,
guys.
guys. Good
Yep.
seeing you.
All right.
Sounds great.
Bye,
See you guys in a
guys.
week.
Bye.
Bye,
See
buddy.
you.
We'll
See
see ya.
you guys.